Mic check 1 2. Okay, want to do a quick mic check?
Mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2.
Ooh, we live. Everyone's flowing. Everyone's mic is good. Yeah.
How can you tell? Or that?
Yeah. It's weird because someone actually asked me, how comes I'm always staring at my screen on the podcast? Because I'm just making sure that the audio is in tune and everything is working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or else it's kind of like strange. Because what happened when I first started, me and my friend, like, I was doing like little mini test runs just to make sure like I get used to the whole setup and the whole podcast system. And we recorded like a good 45 minutes. And afterwards I was like, super excited. Like, I've recorded my first podcast now, like, let me go and edit it. So he left my house, I turned on the audio, nothing was there. Nothing was there. Because the thing is, my laptop was facing him. So I didn't really think that I had to constantly keep an eye on it to see what's going on. So like the audio was completely blank. It was like a straight line.
So you have to do it again.
I haven't recorded with him ever since. We said we're going to reschedule it, but it's like,
Never happened.
Yeah, whenever it happens, it happens. But R&S, welcome to the building, man.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you.
Welcome to LetsDoHumans.
We're happy to be here today.
I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling slightly slumped right now because these guys kindly fed me. We had some serious food.
Yes. Thanks, Auntie Kate.
Thanks to Auntie Kate. Yeah, and probably thanks to you guys being extremely late as well, so he's trying to bribe me with food.
It was Auntie Kate's fault.
Yes, it was. 2 hours wait.
Serious?
But it was worth it.
It's definitely worth it. No, it's definitely worth it. I'm not even complaining. But how are you guys anyway? How you guys?
Well, all right.
Good.
Slumped, but all right.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How you guys feeling about being on the podcast?
It was interesting.
Yeah. Interesting in the sense. How does it feel for someone who's seen it from outside and then coming in and sitting down on the sofa?
It's like, wow, we made it.
Nigga, we made it.
Nigga, we made it.
Oh, it is.
You might want to censor that word out.
Nah, I ain't censoring nothing.
The mama made it.
Mama
yes.
made it. I'm saying, nigga, we made it.
We made it.
You know, it's funny for me because, like, when you record it and you put it out, sometimes I don't even watch it for a period of time.
Oh, is it? Why?
Yeah, it takes me a couple of days to watch it because I want to see what people are saying before I go and watch it. Because I feel like I'll be more critical of myself if I go and watch it and then wait for the feedback. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start panicking about stuff maybe I said or the way that the whole thing was presented. But if you just wait for people to give you feedback, like, okay, I can watch it now, safe. Like, it's like safe ground. You know what I mean?
Okay, I hear that. It makes sense though. Because obviously just seeing yourself, it's just, you see things or you hear things and you think, actually, maybe I shouldn't have worded it like that, or I could have said it better. Or, do you know what I mean? You critique yourself in ways and then the voices in your head are all, saying something else.
That's definitely the worst part, man. That's definitely. Can you guys introduce yourself? Who's R&S?
Okay, so R&S is basically Rudo and Sysben. That's what it stands for.
Sick.
I think we went for a while. We're looking for names of what to call ourselves while getting into the events market. We just couldn't find words to kind of describe who we are. Well, two opposites. But somehow we meshed together quite well. So basically we've wanted something that kind of represents who we are individually and collectively. So R&S just made it. And a lot of people were calling us R&S anyway.
Beforehand, So it's one of those given names that it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just like attach it
a nickname that just kind of just, actually. So it just felt right. And it was representing ourselves.
Nah, and it's sick for me to see like you guys' business flourish because obviously I've known you guys forever. You are the sisters in it, so it's like I've seen you guys' relationship before the business, and then I saw the business developing, and it kind of all made sense and it flowed very naturally. You know what I mean? Because you're involved in like events in regards to like church and stuff like that, and like various youth projects, and then going into events together, it just kind of gelled very smoothly. I wasn't surprised when I heard that you guys were doing events. I was like, okay. The events coordinator, like, it made sense. Do you know what I mean? It was very natural, very organic, and but why events in particular though? Where does you guys' passion for events like start from?
Oh gosh.
What would you say? Like when did it hit you that it was events that you kind of wanted to get into?
Okay, so for me personally, from a very young age, those that are very close to me or my relatives will tell you that I've always had this thing for. It started off with weddings. I used to sit and watch the wedding channel on Sky TV.
No way.
Yeah, for hours on end and just sit there and watch it. And, it just used to intrigue me. And then I said I wanted to become a wedding planner. So I actually did.
From get go.
Yeah, so I actually did a wedding planner course online.
No way.
This when I said to you, this is years ago. Years. So yes, I actually did that, and then it kind of just fell by the wayside. But deep down, it's always been there.
Yeah,
but I just
that's
not
been the passion and the burning passion.
But I just didn't ignite or reignite that flame in me. And then working with one event vendor as a coordinator, and just talking about it, and obviously planning at church and just here and there my parents' 60th party and stuff like that. It's kind of just kind of just came back, and even at work as well. So it's just little things. I was like, actually, it
made sense enough.
Yeah, but then even then it was like, oh, okay. Even if I do it or get into it, where do I start from?
Yeah.
So that's for me personally.
How about yourself, Rudo?
I think for me it's a bit different. Didn't see myself doing anything with regards to events. It's something that just kind of fell on me. So I remember at church, because I used to work at church for quite a while, and then Bishop would make me plan and organise a lot of stuff. And then funny enough, it was Jeffrey, who's like known as Jot.
Yeah, Jot. He's been on the podcast before as well.
Yeah,
like, Jot photography and that.
Big plug in that to the bro.
OBO.
Yeah.
Baddest.
So he kind of suggested to one vendor that I think Rudo would be quite good at it, because she does it at church anyway. And then that's how I kind of got into events and used to work as a coordinator. I think for naturally planning is something that I just like, organising and planning stuff. It doesn't have to be an event. I just like doing it. So when doing the coordination, I think when we started talking, kind of like, we like doing that.
So then the friendship naturally blended into like the business.
So why don't you do it into something, because I feel like in any business that you should do something that you're passionate, something that you like.
Definitely.
So it just makes sense if that's what we're good at, our naturally God-given talent, then want to just do it as a business. That's basically how I got into it.
And the passion side is actually really important as well, because if you don't have that passion for it, it's hard for you to continuously wake up and get yourself up to do something. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's like for your own business or not, it's like a chore. So then it's almost like going to work again. You're setting up a business and trapping yourself into your own employment. It's like, what's the point?
I shouldn't say it, so that's why when you said, I thought, you hit the nail.
I'll say it. Whatever comes to my head, I'll just say it as is. But in terms of events, what would you guys say is like your favorite type of events to do, though? Like, because the events that you do, they vary, don't they? It's not just like tied to like weddings. It's tied to like various forms of events.
We do all sorts. But for me personally, I like birthdays, because I'm a bit of a birthday zilla myself. Yeah. So I can relate. So, when we talk about birthdays, I'm like, I'm all for it, because I'm like, okay. And weddings, obviously.
Yeah, they're always
for
nice
me,
to see.
weddings, because that's a day that we all look forward to from a very young age. So to actually see it pan out or see it come to fruition, it's just like, wow, it's here. And you can see the joy in people's faces, and knowing that you've done all this work and it's actually happening, and seeing how happy they are with all the results. Speak for itself, and they're happy with it, and people are like, oh, well, girls, well done, and stuff like that. It's really nice. It's fulfilling. So,
you're actually a part of someone's major day, like probably the most important day in some people's lives.
You're not the reason why it was ruined.
What if the event goes completely wrong?
Then it's you to blame.
Your neck.
I mean, for me, it's not any weddings. I like traditional weddings.
Oh, okay.
For me personally, I like colour. I feel like traditional weddings kind of present that. They're quite rich in culture as well. I'm quite into my African culture, so I like that. And then I feel like white weddings are kind of they kind of restrict you. People expect you to be elegant, and also traditional wedding you can do anything and you get away with it.
It's more spirit led, I feel like, with traditions. Like,
so I really enjoy doing traditional weddings, and the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you like, and it's cheaper as well compared to white weddings.
Okay.
Because the minute
that's a note, by the way, to anyone who wants to save money.
This is where you drop the Tim Westwood bomb.
Do your traditional, go and register, sign some papers, and go home.
Because to think about it, a traditional wedding, no one's expecting you just book any community or hall. People are fine with it
in their house. You're meant to do it in your house, but London houses are tiny. So.
Social media as well, and the new trends, everyone want to do it big and whatnot. So I feel like traditional weddings are really nice. You can wear all your showbiz and all sorts. I like bits when you, especially I feel like if you come from a Nigerian side, when the guys lay on the floor,
when they get forced to do all sorts of chores by the MC lady,
and the jokes they give you as well, or the MC and stuff like that. Yes, I like traditional weddings a lot.
That one's very interactive.
Yeah, very much.
Compared to, like, for example, Ghanaians, it's very interactive. Like, yes, Ghanaian MCs, they try to get you involved, but it's not as, you know, like the Nigerians, they really get you involved.
The boy really has to work to come and get the woman. Like, you're not coming to grab someone's daughter for free.
Yeah, but that's how, no offense, guys, but that's how it should be. Do you know what I mean? You're coming to pluck someone's flower from the garden.
Do you know, when I was young, and I used to go to like traditionals, and then you have that one uncle be like, "Oh, who came to pluck this flower?" Before I understood what they were saying, I used to get so annoyed and be like, what flower? Like, what are you talking about, uncle?
Oh, this flower has now blossomed into a beautiful flower.
Yeah.
You don't just say flower.
Killing our Ghanaians out there, yeah, they'll definitely get it.
Yeah, come and pluck this flower from the garden.
Oh man, no, it's hilarious, man. But it's funny because something dramatically has happened in terms of like traditionals. Because I mean, growing up, when I was going to traditional weddings, it was always in a house. You have a group of one family representative sitting on one side, and then the other representative sitting on the other side. But now, like, they have to be extravagant, and I feel like they're becoming as big as weddings, if not bigger. Like, I've been to traditionals that are way bigger than other people's weddings.
Yeah.
So what is that about? Is that people wanting to now show more, or is it a case that people are involving more people into the tradition? What's causing that change?
I think it's a bit of both. And trends.
Yeah, trends is a big one,
social
isn't it?
media's the biggest factor. But I think as well, now we're more proud to be African.
100%.
We're more proud to
That's
be
a good.
African
That's a good
more
point.
than ever. And
we're not scared to hide it.
Before you know, all of us were Jamaican at one point in time.
Everyone's been a Winston.
Jamaicans, we were Jamaican at one stage in our life, especially in secondary school. If you wanted to say you're African, you'd be like, no. No. But your mom was like, hey, you know?
You're African.
So now, definitely, we're proud to showcase where we're from, who we are, you know, our tradition, our culture.
Definitely.
And because of that, if it means being flamboyant about it, that's what we're going to do.
And putting it out there as well. Before the traditional, something small, you do in the house, you just turn up with your engagement ring and that's it. But now it's like, yo, let me show you my culture, let me show you my colours and
even
everything.
they call the aunties that, you know, the aunties of the aunties' friends that lives in, you know, North London, that she used to buy some material from some years ago. Call her too. They want everybody to see it. Do you know what I mean? Even their enemies, they'll call them to come and witness because it's something that they're proud of. They want to showcase. So I think more is about showing our culture and being proud of who we are. And obviously social media as well, because you see what the next person has done. So you take tips. You're thinking, okay, they've done it like that. How can I do it a little bit better? But then they don't realize as well the amount of money that's been pumped into certain things that you see on social media is a lot. Do you know what I mean? Or the backing or the people that are doing it for them. They might be able to go and afford this person and that person, and you may not be able to. But it doesn't mean yours won't be as good as theirs. Do you know what I'm saying? So social media definitely plays a part.
How does social media, what have you guys noticed in terms of like social media and the pressures on people's budgets when you're consulting them for like events, for instance?
So I feel like everyone wants to be on Bella Niger each week. So everyone is trying to get that perfect event that everyone will talk about. So I feel like social media has really, really impacted how much people. Because before people kind of saw like weddings as you go to the church, you go eat little small dinner, whatever, and you go home.
Call it a day.
But then now, especially I think African ones, where a lot of people you can see there's weddings cakes coming from the ceiling.
I was gonna say
people are wearing red. The whole bridesmaids are wearing red bottoms and sort of like. So it makes you feel like okay, especially for under 25s. I feel like over 25s, people think a bit more different. But I think a lot of the younger ones that are getting married, because of that, they feel that their wedding have to match to that, and because of that, they will do anything to make sure whether it's borrowing money and all sorts, selling a show before double the price that it's meant to cost just to do that. So it has impacted a lot. People are exposed to a lot more on what you can do on your white wedding, on your actual white wedding. So therefore, people are doing that as well. And
also with some of the consultations that we've had, people have actually brought or shown us videos
of something that they want similar to.
We've seen on social media, Bella Niger or I Do Ghana, various pages, like, oh, actually, I want something like this, or can you do this, or what do you think, and you know, asking for your advice. And when it happens like that, it's like, okay, it's nice, but is it really you?
Yeah.
They did
is that something
is
that something that you guys bring up during your consultancy?
Yeah,
like,
I thought it's important.
Because it has to represent you. You have to be comfortable. You know, you can say you want it, but that's what's worked for them.
Yeah.
And you can try and put yourself in that situation, but it might not be your character.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't know their finances.
Yeah, you don't know their finances too. You don't know who's doing it for them. And secondly, it's like, you know, for example, before people used to be shy when the couple would now be doing some dances.
Grinding up on each other and that.
Yeah, it's normal.
Now it's a standard.
You didn't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because your parents are looking, or you know, you don't want to act like you're about that life, even though behind closed doors
you're
every
about
Friday,
that life.
you are about that life. You are getting
Not
down.
anymore.
But you know, but for now,
Getting guys that are going dancing, going inside the girls' dress and all.
Yeah, I saw that about what's the thing called again that they wrap around their legs.
I actually don't know. I can't even say it.
It starts with G. I know it starts with G. We'll find it, wherever it is here. It starts with a G. But you can search for it. But I realised that like that's becoming a thing now as well. Like not being shy about what your parents are like exposed to, which is cool, fair enough, because it's your day and the culture's changed and the times have changed. But how do the parents like react to it in some of the?
Some of them are shocked.
Is it?
You can see the shock on their faces.
Like, oh, is that my daughter?
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
and then you can see them looking at you like sideways, like, so is this what you've been doing?
Yeah.
I think it's some of them are shocked, but a lot of parents are quite easy. They seem to be okay.
They're cool.
Especially the, I would say, modern African parents seem to be okay. The only ones that probably wouldn't be okay is if your dad is a pastor or something. Or a bishop or some church.
Which is most Ghanaian and Nigerian parents.
It's a garter.
Garter, that's it. See, we got there in the end, didn't it? We got there. So I know you just mentioned about the cakes flying from the air and stuff. So I think it was last week. One of my friends, she was showing me a video, and during the wedding entrance, the cake was like spinning through the air, and then it landed perfectly bang in the middle. And I was like, wow, like things are really changing. Everyone's really trying to be extravagant out here. Yeah.
And you have to get a sword to kite.
And all sorts. And then like you've got giant like cocktail glasses and stuff like that.
Alcohol making, yeah.
What's some of the most like extravagant stuff that you guys have seen? Like,
I feel like the cake is definitely, especially when the cakes are like 6 foot, 7 foot tall. Like
so many tiers.
Yeah, we know parts of it obviously from a lot of cake makers. Parts of it is not real. It's just maybe.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Real,
yeah.
No.
Exposure.
They'll ask
Sorry.
because you're not gonna make 6 foot or 6 foot tall cake. And no one's gonna eat that much cake.
So what they do, of cake.
Usually 1 or 2 tiers that are actually real, and the rest of it is not.
I didn't actually know that.
No,
and I got a friend
they'll
who's
tell
big
you
in the cake
where
industry.
the cake is. Then you obviously cut it. But then you get really, really long cake, tall cakes.
Yeah.
Long veils, especially people that are doing tailor dresses with material. Was it thousands beads or pearls being stitched into it?
Individually stitched in.
Yeah. Had 10,000 beads stitched onto their wedding dress. And it weighs a ton.
Yeah.
And it's so heavy, but that's what the bride wants.
Yeah, because I saw one as well where the guy was dancing with his bride, and then there was people behind him holding the dress, and he's holding a piece of the dress at the front and he's taking it to the side. And I'm like, that's a lot of stress just to be dancing with your bride. Like it's too much.
You can't even enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's nice for the look, but after you've taken that picture and you want to be a bit more proactive. Yeah, that too. They can't even breathe, some of them.
I always wondered, how do they even go toilet in their dresses?
We shan't explain.
Okay.
Shall leave that one for another time to be continued.
So my friend who owns a cake shop, he was telling me like a little secret about like wedding cake industry, like specifically wedding cakes. He's like the same cakes that he might be selling a piece for like £10. When there's a wedding and they piece those cakes together, let's say he pieces 10 cakes together, it's supposed to be £100. Because the wedding, it goes up to like thousands or whatever. But it's exactly the same group of cakes that's just been tiered together. So
it's just because it has the word wedding attached.
Same with venues. Like, and some venues probably normal day. Say I'm going a birthday party, they might say $4,000. Yeah. Say it's a wedding, it goes to 14K.
Wow.
So a lot of times they do that. Once you put the wedding, yeah, a lot of times things either double or triple the price. Yeah. Which is obviously unfair, but that is
it's a part of inflation. It's like rings, isn't it? I mean, the moment you guys want a dude to propose to you, want him to spend how much of his salary again? 5K minimum. I
feel 5K and below is fine. The only thing
wasn't his salary based?
What's below though?
That's what I was gonna say. It depends on your man as well. The guy that you're with. If you know let's say he works in Tesco. and he's paid. Not saying that people in Tesco get paid that amount. I'm just assuming.
Yeah, you're just saying.
He gets paid like £800 a month.
Shade.
He gets paid £800 a month.
Yeah.
It's not realistic.
I think they get more than that.
I'm just saying.
Depends how many hours the
Who
person
don't know?
is doing.
1,000.
They get paid like eight point something pounds an hour. Basic minimum wage.
Oh yeah,
is
basic.
like 8 point
yeah.
something, isn't it?
Yeah.
8.50, 8 something. Yeah. By the time you take tax away, it's not a lot that they get out of it. To be fair.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, £1,000 a month. He gets paid. He doesn't stay at home. He rents a room somewhere. Yeah. So by the time he has like, end of the month, he might have £200-300.
Yeah.
Someone like that, you can say if he tries like to get your ring for £500-700, that's decent. But if you're working with somebody with, I don't know what he does for business, but you know he's wearing different labels on a normal day-to-day basis. On a normal birthday, he buys you £2,000 gift.
So then you're expecting more.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah,
so it's relative to the person's income, basically.
Personally, I would say, because you want him to feel like he's tried, he's put mind and thought into it, he values you. So if it's something that he can easily afford on a normal day-to-day basis, I feel like no.
But at the same time, it doesn't mean because of that you should go and now be buying rings that are like 10k, 90k, 100k, because you can afford it. If it's not like, you know, I know it
depends on your relationship, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. But cut your coat according to your size.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get lost in it, and then because they want, don't get me wrong, we're all women.
They want everyone.
We want our enemies to be able to see our ring from their house. I guess.
Hey,
I'm all for it. Yeah. But at the same time, let's be realistic. You know, are you making 90k to be spending 90k on your ring?
Yeah.
Are you making?
But in all of this, like, is the guy supposed to disclose how much he spends on the ring to the woman in the first place?
No.
So
you would know
it's meant to be a surprise, though. You're coming to propose to me. I'm not meant to know what you do.
Yeah, and are you meant to be asking me how much I paid for the ring?
Not necessarily, but they will know. They'll find out one way.
Serious?
If it means, some women will go and value their ring.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Some women will value it. Yeah, they'll.
But
value
then
that
you're putting yourself
quick.
in a weird situation, because if you find out that your ring, you thought it was like 10 grand, you find out it's £900.
Some of them even find out their ring is fake.
Serious? Ouch.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's cluster diamond.
Yeah. Cubic zirconia.
Cubic zirconia.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Wow.
Fake.
That's a new one then. That's what I finna do.
So in that case, it's a good thing the person went to, value the ring and find out that it's a ring from,
It's strange because obviously with a lot of guys, when I have conversations with them, the part of it that they don't like is that they put in a price on love. But then at the same time, I understand the history of value. So if you find value in someone, there's that sacrifice of value. I know there's some research behind it and some theory on it as to why you spend so much on wedding rings and things that are supposed to be in relations to like securing a partner or whatever, which I understand, because if you're securing someone, there's certain value you're not just putting on the ring, but you're putting in the situation between you guys. But when it becomes strictly about the ring and not about the relationship, that's when it kind of becomes a bit of an issue. It's like, okay, if you find out I bought you a cheap ring, does that mean that I don't love you? Does that mean that you don't want to be in this relationship
I love you less.
this potential marriage, or I love you less?
As a guy, you know the kind of woman you're with. I feel like if you depending on your relationship, if you say, babe, or I don't know, babe, I really want to propose. I propose to you. The ring doesn't cost that much money because I don't have money at the moment. Yeah. I don't know why a woman would have, especially if she loves you, she wouldn't have an issue with it. It's when you try to, because guys they like lying. It's when you now tell me I bought you a 5k ring, meanwhile you bought me a £500 ring. Like stuff like that's what women care about. But I think a lot
so
of
guys, just don't tell the woman how much you're spending on the ring.
Keep
it simple.
Don't lie.
Just tell the truth.
Because there was this meme that was going around on Instagram that I saw where this woman got newly engaged and her ring was literally like
the tiny little
was like a full
thing.
stop.
Yeah. How can you say that was a full stop? I think I saw that picture. It's like a little dot.
And the way people grilled that picture, or even the woman, like,
was she all up on Instagram like this?
Yeah, she was happy, for her, she was content. But, for the social media world, it was like,
that's
what
a cruel
is that?
world.
People were like, I can't even see it. What are we looking at? Like, some of the comments I was reading, I was like, so, end of the day, for all you know, her husband or her fiance at the time probably told her, listen, this is what I can afford. So she was happy and content with it. Obviously, in that case, she just don't put it on social media. Word to the wise, just don't put it on there because you know people are waiting.
Cruel on social media.
People are waiting, so you know sometimes don't put yourself, because then straight away once you start getting those negative comments, you're gonna start looking at it negative. You'll fall away,
and you'll question your relationship as well.
Then you're gonna look at the person differently and think, oh, you don't value me. Like it's non-existent.
Yeah. But then it's weird how we look for social media for validation for our relationships, which are private. You know what I mean? We're looking for the outside to validate what's on the inside. And that's some of the pressures that I find strange and I find it hard to deal with now, because it's like forget just weddings. It's like it's to do with anything, lifestyle, holidays, just your job that you do, anything that you do. Like if society doesn't validate it, then you kind of go into your show and you're kind of scared to live your life and be open about it, because it's like, okay, if I'm doing something, someone else is potentially doing something better. So what you're doing gets undermined, which is like a weird space that we're in.
I think that's a lot. I blame a lot of women, because women that have a habit of doing that. I feel like personally, I don't put nothing about my relationship on social media, and I feel like you shouldn't. Certain things should be private, because you see the same people that post about their relationships, we know when they break up. Now you flick through, you see bare pictures deleted. So therefore, people who naturally, once that you've put your relationship out there, you're basically letting people in and having opinions about your relationship. And the relationship between A and B, you shouldn't. If you want anything to work anyway, unless you're naturally quite secure about yourself and you don't have it, because everyone has insecurities.
100%.
So I feel like you shouldn't, and a lot of them social media relationships is a relationship goals. It's nonsense. But behind doors, the girl's probably getting slapped left, right, no one shows that.
Him.
She's probably slapping him. 100%.
Or the women do it.
But I have a thing for that. If you're gonna put it on social media and we're invested in your relationship, because
well, you need to know when the breakup is
we need to know why.
Let us know.
We can't play. You can't toy with our emotions, because we've been on that roller coaster with you, love. Do you know what I'm saying? When it was going well, we were there, we were clapping, we were liking,
putting goals and hearts,
we were putting
eyes
hashtag relationship goals. We want to be like you. Now that whatever reason you two have ended,
you should give us notice.
At least give us something. Just even if it's not.
Release a statement.
Say something so we two can close that chapter and be like, okay, cool. So somebody else, who's next?
Move on.
You can't last in and then that's it. That's when you want to be private. Sorry, you were private like for 75% of your relationship. Why is that? Why are you keeping that 20? We want that 25.
So it's weird. The whole addiction is weird. How you guys finding business in general now? So obviously you both work or worked and continuously work now, but entering into the business realm now, what's the feeling like? And how you guys finding it?
It was hard.
It
was hard because obviously we didn't really have a backing. We just kind of put ourselves out there. And the industry can be very cliquish. So all the vendors don't know of each other. They know each other.
And it's a hard market to penetrate into, generally speaking.
And they've worked with each other on various events and their friends outside. So it's very cliquish and it's very hard to get in. It's like being a new kid at school. Basically, that's what it's like.
Trying to make friends and stuff.
And everyone's just like, So, but you know, God being so good.
It sounded like an auntie.
Hallelujah.
Yes, God
is
so good.
I'm in the spirit. But but for real, God being so good, jokes aside, you know, because in the end of the day we're Christians. So we put God first. God is the head of our business. It is what it is. So yes, I'm a proud Christian, guys. We are. But we pray. Even though it might seem cynical, it might seem cliche. Oh, okay. Yeah, but what else are you meant to do? Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But we do. And doors have opened for us. You know, we've been able to make
we've been break even. We
Yeah.
didn't make a loss. We didn't make a profit. That's
good.
We're break even.
Yeah.
You're still early stages of business
100%.
anyway. So
And we've been able to, you know, meet new people that actually have taken a liking to us personally as well, that when they get stuff they pass it on, or they're like, oh, actually I saw this, or this is happening, I thought of you girls, you guys jump on this, blah blah blah, or they'll send our contacts to other people. So it's going well actually. So let me not even try and be run.
What would you say was like the breakthrough event for you guys? Like what was like your first event and how was that like? Because now someone's put apart from like all the stuff that you were doing like in church and with friends and stuff, your first proper contractual event. What was that like? Because someone's giving you the full responsibility now to now make their event happen. Do you know what I mean? What was that first experience like for you guys?
I think it was the birthday. Oh, am I jumping to?
Quite a
Oh
fun.
no, wait.
Wasn't it a wedding?
Yeah,
It
Dubai.
was a Dubai wedding.
Oh, Dubai!
Yeah.
You guys went all the way to Dubai to start with.
Yeah, you
Dubai.
know how we do.
Y'all got flued out, yeah. Yeah. Dubai, for real.
Yeah, oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. But what was that process? Because obviously this is your first time doing like a proper contractual work, so you have to go to Dubai and find vendors out there and stuff. So
I think with that one, because it was a small wedding, even though it was in Dubai. So it was a family. With that one, I think first year it was like, okay, cool. I'll say it was a learning curve.
Yeah.
One of learn to you can't you have, even if you're familiar with people, you have to know that this is your business.
Yeah.
Everything else that goes, it represents you as a business. So I think we had to learn to be a bit more firm be decisive in our decisions instead of letting people kind of say, oh no, but this is what we want, so this is what we do. We don't cover that, and this is that. So we learn to be a little bit more firm. I feel like it was scary at first because it's like a first day in school, and it's like you're
anxious,
and that's a big one
and
as well.
You want it to go
country,
right,
you know what I mean?
and you want it to go right. So yeah, it was. I'll say it was a learning curve. We made a few mistakes, and we've learned from the mistakes. I feel like it'll be quite, we definitely make a few mistakes, but we've learned from it. I think we're a lot more different now in business.
And even having said that, with that particular one as well, one good thing about it as well was that the bride was very hands-on.
Oh, okay.
Which was a good thing.
Yeah. So maybe
It's a good and a bad thing because the one is one way. There's no flexibility.
True. But in a sense, why it was good for us is because she was going to Dubai very frequently. So in some sense, she'll be out there and she'll see something and send it to us, or she'll be like, so she was hands-on in the sense of getting things done too, as well as us doing things.
Give us the contacts,
emailing, and then so then we'd
technology
liaise with them. Even though we'd already seen some, so we'll obviously get contacts or places, and we'll be like, okay, while you're there, because she'll be like, oh, I don't mind, send it to me and I'll go then have a look, because it'll be easier that way actually. So then I can just make a decision right there, and we'll take it further. So I was like, oh, okay. So she was hands-on in that sense, and obviously certain things we did as well. Rudo flew out earlier, and I wasn't able to go because of work, so I kind of missed out. But still doing the background work here. Rudo flew out earlier and was able to get things moving.
Oh, man.
So it was, it was good. It was definitely a learning curve because it was the first one. You're never going to be perfect on your first one or your first try. So
No, and at least you're doing it. You actually got that first one out of the way. So.
Yeah, and the good thing about a lot of the international weddings is the fact that the hotels you can do. The hotel gives you a package, so you're not doing compared to if it's in London.
Oh, okay.
The hotels do packages, so it's a bit easier on certain things where you could have some of that will know like catering and hotel or a venue all be one place, so you're not having to look for different vendors. I think the only one we had struggled with was a DJ because they particularly wanted traditional their music of wherever they come from. So it was a bit difficult in that aspect. But we did end up getting somebody. Even though they kind of a bit weren't too familiar with our the Zimbabwean culture and stuff like that. But it was slightly a bit difficult, like makeup wise. The fact that you say it's from a bride from London going to Dubai, and then they're black as well. The prices were not real. Where if you had to get a makeup artist here, you'd have got it for cheaper compared to what they were charging in Dubai.
So I think probably obviously demand, isn't it? So
and then the exchange rate as well.
Oh yeah, and Dubai's expensive in general.
Dubai is expensive. What's cheaper though? Is it destination weddings cheaper than doing it locally?
It depends.
It
can be, and it could be more expensive.
It depends on when you go.
It depends where you go, how many people are going with you, how long you're out there for. And like all the extra perks that you get, and
the culture, legal. I think it depends on if you had to say, sorry, cut you off there. If you had to say a wedding in Ghana or in Africa in general, exchange rates are way better. You're likely to have to get it cheaper
more for your money.
If you had to go like
Europe.
I was gonna say where everyone's going Santorini and stuff like that. It'd be
or Lake Como in Italy.
Those are two popular ones, isn't it?
I
always thought people were going to do it abroad because they didn't want certain aunties to turn up to their weddings.
Yeah, of course, that too, 100%.
That would be me.
That's probably the reason why I do it. Yeah.
That is more of the reason. That is one of the biggest aim. But because of that, they don't also realize that there's other hidden charges going out there.
Yeah.
So yes, you don't want that auntie and that uncle to turn up to your party because they're just coming to eat or your reception.
And it becomes political when you turn them down here. It's on your parents' heads.
You know, you didn't invite them and stuff like that. Fine. So yes, that's a nice way to, you know, indirectly not invite them. Yeah. But there's other things that happen out there that you don't really think of initially. They think, I'm just gonna have a destination wedding. But then when you start to calculate in total,
it would have probably been the same if you would have stayed.
Because most of them you're flying in, especially with like Europe, you're most likely to fly in your photographer, your makeup artist, your the bridal stylist, the one that's doing your hair, your hairdresser. Do you know what I mean? Like your hairstylist. It all adds up. You're paying for their flights. You're paying for
plus their charge.
You're paying the charge. You're giving them food. Just that alone is a lot of money.
It's a lot.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then you haven't even thought about your guests yet.
Yeah.
How are you going to entertain your guests? They're there for like a week. What are they doing in that week?
After the wedding, it's their life and their money.
That's the thing. But most people tend to try and entertain their guests.
Because it's family as well.
They
spend money.
You probably feel obliged to.
Yeah. By default, you will. Even if you didn't want to, by default, you have to. So it's things like that people sometimes don't really take into account or they forget.
And sometimes you have to go back and forth, especially if you don't have anyone there, you're doing it yourself.
Oh, what, prior to the actual wedding? Yeah,
you're going
organising,
back and forth to see stuff. So unless you're going to use the planner there and then hopefully expect that everything was done. Yeah. But if it's not done, it's too late for you to, when you get there 2 days before, a day before, to fix what's already been, mistakes that already been made. So it is it's a good, it has pros and cons, depends.
Because on average now, like they're saying a wedding on average now is like minimum 25,000 pounds. Which is a lot.
That's someone's yearly wage.
It's someone's yearly wage. It's a deposit for a property. Like, it is so much for a day party. And I'm still trying to get around in my head how to justify it. But then I see why it has to be done. Do you know what I mean? I see why people want to do it, but it's still getting around that figure. Yeah. Because I'm sure you can throw a shingding in a hole for way cheaper, but it's just not on nowadays. You're not allowed to do it, almost. Do you know what I mean? Unless you completely go against the grain and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick by this and throw a 5K party.
People are doing it. People are just doing traditional and then forget.
Calling it a day,
just go registry and that's it. Because it is too expensive. Because the venue and the caterer alone, they take the biggest budget. The two biggest ones, because like a lot of venues, some venues are going to like 15k. Yeah, that's like more than half of your budget. And they finish early.
That's the part that even hurts the most.
It only takes 200 sometimes. People only.
Cheers. And then at 12 o'clock you have to be out of there completely cleared out.
We went to one year, and when I said to you, it was like, it was lit. As in, everybody was enjoying themselves, and the music was flowing. Next minute, light off.
Well, they actually turned the light off.
They turned the light off. The music went dead cut.
What, the venue people turned the light off?
Yes,
wow.
That was their way of saying everybody leave.
Get out.
Everybody was like, oh,
yeah. And they'll say it together.
Why DJ? Therefore the DJ. Therefore maybe something like an amp had blown or something.
He said, go home.
That's when you hear Mike. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's home time. Everybody exit to the left. Yeah. Everyone was like, some people, but I haven't finished eating.
There's always that one auntie.
Yeah, I haven't finished eating. Yeah. I was like at 12, you haven't finished eating. Yeah. But so it happens, and they'll be charging big money. And because 12, who finishes at 12?
15k. Venue, caterer, 16 to 8 grand. That's 20 something. That's the majority of your money gone on just 2 vendors or 2. Which you obviously you need food unless you're gonna use some African auntie to do your food for you. Even African aunties are waking up. They're now charging. They're now charging 3-4 grand. They're waking up. They're definitely charging you a little bit more. Because if you do, because thing is, catering, it's not just the food, it's how the food is presented and all sorts. So people are charging a lot for food. Some of the caterers are charging you plates.
What, they charge per plate?
Yes.
Well, instead of like a set for...
You're not actually their plates itself, just in case you break them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they charge you plates. And it's just the little things. That transportation is about £1,000. Photographer 2.5, videographer 2k, makeup artist 350, hair 150, and that's just your dress 2k, 150 just to Not the weave itself, just to style
it. Or just style
into
the
a hairdo, yeah.
So there's someone that does the weave and then there's someone else that comes and does the styling.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be the same person and sometimes it could be two different. Like some girls
usually
get their hair done like a day before and then somebody else can do the styling or
so as would you guys call yourself event planners or coordinators? What's the word that you like to use?
We
consultants. So where do you guys? That's the strong name though, consultant. That's the good one to stick with. So do you guys basically tie up all the knots of the event? Yeah. So how would you explain your position in someone's event, like, and what's the importance of your position?
In layman terms, we're the middleman.
Yeah.
We're the negotiator. We do the negotiation. You tell us, it's like a little machine. You input the information into the machine, or it's like Google.
We digest it for you.
Yeah, you put in your what you're searching for, and then we'll give you the results. You click on what you want. You look at it, it's like, actually, no,
make
come
adjustments.
back. Yeah, click on the next one. And then once you're happy with it, we'll go back. So, maybe the computer analogy wasn't the best. However,
but we get what you're trying to get.
Like as in you let us know. So we're the middle person. You let us know what you want. We'll go negotiate or speak to the people, find out and make sure that it is what you exactly want. Convey the message, and then we'll come back to you and present it to you.
I think if it's in terms of make it easy, like if it's getting a mortgage, we're your mortgage brokers.
Oh, okay.
Basically, but that's the events version of it.
So you're taking the stress off of the individuals
100%.
who are dealing with
we speak to the vendors
event.
for you. We can do contracts for you. That's if you want us to get involved in the planning for aspect. We look for you tell us what kind of venues you want. We give you a list of venues. We'll go and view venues with you, negotiate prices and the bits that we can. If you're working with vendors that we've used before, sometimes we have a certain discount because of our relationships we have with them. So we're able to give you that. That's if you want the planning aspect of it. And if it's coordination part, a coordinator is basically like, because I work in a hospital, I can do this in hospital. So yes, you have when you're sick, there's a doctor. That's it. Or there's a nurse and that's it. However, behind the doctor and the nurse, there's administrators. We're basically that for you as a coordinator. We basically are the one that kind of glue your venue together, your venue for the day, making sure the program is done, things run according to the program in the day.
We're the buffer. We're the first point of contact. So when your guests come in, we're the first people that they see. In the morning, the bride, the groom, we're the first people that they see. Anything that goes wrong, we're the ones that are there to deal with it. It's not now that they'll now be, because I've been to some weddings where they haven't had coordinators, and you can see
people are going
a
directly
relative running up to the bride, whispering in the air, and you can see the shock on her face, but then she remembers where she's sitting, and everyone's looking at her, then she has to quickly, change her or smile, and you can see that something's gone wrong, and you can just tell, especially when you're in that field, you just know.
Yeah, you can
or
tell
even
energy
just
straight
sitting there,
away.
you can just see what is happening. But obviously, you can't go to everyone's wedding as a guest and start working. But you can see what is going on and stuff like that. So we're the buffer. We're there to make sure none of these things happen. If it does, then we're there to solve
just
it.
dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well for those type of events, like, because if you're a bride or a groom or whatever,
you want to be stress
like
free.
you don't want to be, you want to be stress free. You just want to enjoy your day.
You don't want to think about any. Did I do this? Did you buy this? Oh my gosh, is there enough plates? Is there enough food? Is there enough drinks? No, that's for us to do.
The reason why I think it's really important to have your type of roles, because before I never used to understand why people have like coordinators and stuff. I just thought, just get one of your aunties and just let the day run.
The kids.
Wait,
one of the kids.
The good thing of having aunties as your coordinators, is one that would make sure their family eats first before they think of everybody else, and
everyone's
then
got their agenda.
Before they do anything else.
I mean, coming from an African background, we know how annoying that is.
And then because a lot of them know each other, especially, and even a lot of the people expect coordinators of the day, usually it's their little cousins. Anyone can bully them up and down. That you need someone a bit firm, like, no, auntie, sorry, this is not happening at this time. But I know my daughter. Yes, auntie, I understand. I've heard what you said. I will let you know when it's time. So you need someone to be a bit more firm. A lot of times it's better someone that they're not related to. When it's someone they're related to, at least
it's
easy.
Especially when it's time to eat.
Everyone wants to gather at the same time.
Is that the most chaotic part of most events? Like when it's time to eat.
Sometimes
and when they're entering, so when they're going to take their seats, can be chaotic as well because they don't understand why they need to not tick their name off on the guest list, but especially if it's invitation only, then we need to know that you're here.
Yeah.
So we need to tick you off or show you what table you're actually sitting on, because most of the time there's a seating plan. You don't know where you're sitting because it doesn't state it on your invitation. Do you understand? So you need to come to us. But even just that, sometimes they can't comprehend as to why.
Yeah, I want to sit wherever I want.
I'm his auntie. And his relative.
But why am I sitting in the back? I should be sitting in the front.
Yeah.
No,
like we didn't make it. They actually...
Maybe you should have been a better auntie and you would have been at the front.
We worked with them and they've said, actually, this auntie needs to be at the back because for whatever reason. We don't know you like that. So we can't say as to why and explain why you are at the back. No, but this is where you've been seated. So, auntie, I'm so sorry. But you just say, auntie, okay, cool. You sit here for now.
Yeah.
And then, when I come back. And then
so if the women there, that means they're gonna go move
and
sit wherever they want.
They'll pick their name and go to the front.
I've seen that. Or they'll pick their name and go and tell someone else to move and be like, oh yeah, you have to go back there.
And then it turns into arguments between the aunties. Like, why should I move and all that? So that's what a coordinator's role is. It's very important.
One time,
most people don't really like see it like that, but it really is.
There's one time we went to, especially a lot of weddings here, where they have the church somewhere and then the reception.
Oh, they have to travel to the
and
reception.
the church, a lot of times it's in the morning and reception's in the afternoon. They were hungry. How about until you can't come? The venue's not ready yet. Size, they were pushing.
Serious?
You literally had to go like a stampede.
No way.
I know when God forgive me, the way Nigerians. Yeah, but stuff like that. If it's relatives, no one, you know, they will get in whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But when you have a coordinator, someone that will say someone with a little bit more authority, that kind of stop it for you.
Yeah, so it's super essential. There's one question that just came to my head right now that I think is I'm still trying to get my head around. So when it comes to like the food, what's the best way of serving it? Because some people have either do buffet or they'll bring the food to seating, and either way, I've been to weddings where it's worked either way and it hasn't worked either way.
I think it just depends on your organisation and who's doing it.
And how many people you have.
Oh, okay.
So it all depends on how many guests you have first and how many people that are actually working with the caterer or are serving, or the servers, how many people you have. Because if not, you can always delegate at least minimum one person to each table. So then you know that, okay, when it's time for food, everybody's going to get it at the same time. So everyone's going to go to their designated table. So everyone will get their food one way or the other. But sometimes, you know, when the servers are less and there's like 300 people there, there's 30 tables of 10.
And they've been waiting for ages.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
Or you've got the MC saying, okay, I'm going to call your table. Then halfway he even forgets because somebody else is called him to do something.
He's probably eating behind it.
Yeah, or he's even put the mic down, he's eating. And they're still sitting there and they're calling. You know, so it all depends. And then a buffet as well, it could work. But then...
it's how quick you do it.
If
you're too slow.
If the food finishes and how quick they are quick to replenish the food. Or even... sometimes the queue becomes so long that they block. Yeah. Instead of like their relatives or whoever it is, actually, the guests to kind of just wait in their seats. Everybody wants to get up because they're hungry, which is understandable. Yeah. But if there's no order, it becomes chaos regardless what. If it's buffet or seating. So I guess it all depends on how many people you have and, like you said.
Okay, that definitely answered my question, because I wanted to always know, like, what's the best way? Because sometimes I go to an event, I'm like, I'm sitting here waiting forever for the food, and this buffet line is too long, and the people that are serving forgot my table. So I always thought, what's the best way? But then it definitely makes sense now you guys have put it that way. So it all depends on what the structure of the day is as well. And there's another sort of like myth when it comes to weddings in particular about like the men have zero input. Like in terms of the wedding, is that the truth? Like, do men have zero inputs in the wedding, or do you guys find men being active? Not anymore. So the guys are getting in now.
I think it's a completely different generation. Yeah. Where back in the days, people were
like our fathers.
Everything was put in gender. Yeah. Cooking is for a woman. Nowadays, the best chefs are men. It's not women.
Come on, obviously.
Yeah. So before things were, culture has changed. Yeah. I would say traditional.
The roles
have changed nowadays.
Gender roles. They've merged. There's like a blurred line. Obviously there's certain things that men are good at, so you just leave a man to, and there's certain things that women are good at that you just kind of just leave the woman to do. But when it comes to in terms of like planning, now, men are definitely getting involved now.
Is it?
Yeah.
And what sort of things are the men looking at though, in particular, when they're getting involved in the planning?
No, men do it. See, look, sometimes it's, for example, I was going to say, for example, do nails, Usually, back in the days, you think a woman would do better. No, but nowadays, I actually look for the man to do my nails better than a woman because they do it better. So I think it's the same thing in events. The only thing, women naturally were good at checking details and we can multitask, but men are not as good. But nowadays, a lot more men, especially in events anyway, men are involved in emceeing, videography, photography, DJing, chefs, catering is provided a lot of times by men. Yes, not so. There are planners that are men, but not as many.
Yeah. What about? So, what I was asking,
planning,
particularly in terms of like, let's say two couples are getting married, like a man and a woman, like in terms of the involvement of their event. So, let's say they approach you guys right now and have a consultancy. Like, do the men have a lot of input in that consultancy?
So I was gonna answer that. They do. So now, because obviously social media plays a big role, even the men on the slide, they check.
They dance moves, they dress. Yeah.
So, like, even their suits, they'll be like, oh, okay, I've seen this designer. Have you heard about him? What do you think? Do you think his suits are nice? Are they bespoke? Are they this? Is it good tailoring? Like, they want to know things that
even
women...
cakes.
Even the cakes as well. Like, sometimes you get... a man seen one cake, a design, and he said, I think this would be nice, and then the woman doesn't agree, and then, they go back and forth, and then, they compromise. Where there was a cake that we put on our page, Wedding Slate, by the way, and R&S Events Consultants on Instagram.
Check in the descriptions.
Where the cake, the front part looks like a typical white wedding cake, and then the back has superheroes.
Oh, okay.
So it was a compromise, but when you see it from one end, it looks like, a typical wedding cake.
Okay.
And then you flip it to the other side, and it had Batman, Spider-Man, like it had 4 tiers, and it had 4 Marvel superheroes on the back, But it just shows you that marriage is all about compromising.
Yeah.
So men definitely get involved now, because before they used to be just seen as the person that would hand over the card or sign and pay, and that's it, and then they mute. But like, oh, this took to my wife. Yeah, this took to...
This is her part.
Yeah, but now even you've got men that are groomzillas, and even more than... Yeah,
like, consultations, cake tasting.
They ask all kinds of questions, and you're like, wow, like he's really sat and looked into it, and he's thought about this. Like, he came prepared. So men definitely now, you can't pull a fast.
It's everyone's wedding. It's not like... It's not like...
Because it represents them. It's not 100%. Just the woman. The men are now realizing it represents them, and also I'm sure probably their mothers say, "Hey, make sure when you are going, you've got that mother in their son's ear.
Don't let her control you and have it her way." Yeah.
Exactly. So already when he's ready, he's like his eyes are peeled. He's ready. He's got his questions that because he knows if his mom asks him, he needs to be able to answer the questions. 100%. So 100%. Definitely they're more involved, but it's a good thing. So it shows that your fiance is interested. It's not just it's not like you're forcing him or and obviously they get excited about the cake tasting because you get to eat
free tasting,
stuff like that, free food, even the food tasting,
food tasting, testing out vendors and stuff,
so stuff like that even excites them because it's like, okay, let's try this one, even though if they like the first one they want to try just because of the sake of just to experience it. So
even when they have consultations, especially when you speak to the woman, she's like, okay, hold on, I'll call you back and to speak to my partner. So it's obviously it's not just her, they're going to discuss it with him and then let you know.
Involved.
Or you can even hear them in the background and they're asking questions, or they'll come on the FaceTime and they'll be like, oh, this and and it's like,
checking what they're paying for.
And sometimes you can even see the shock in the woman's face, like, where did that come from? Like, I didn't even know he was this interested.
He's probably checking Instagram himself as well for various ideas.
I'm telling you, he's even envisioned what the day will look like. So he's already telling you, well, I think we should add this and we should do this, and the cake should look like this, and you're thinking, wait, when did this happen? The woman's even confused that she's even shocked she can't even talk. Yeah. So she's just looking at him like, wow. Yeah, and sometimes we even laugh with them because it's like, okay.
And it's actually really true because a lot of weddings that I've been to lately, like, especially within African culture, we do a lot of like dance competitions and weddings as well. And I'm realizing that a lot of the guys are winning the dance competition, which means that they're taking it serious.
They've been practicing.
They've been practicing.
Because everybody wants to make that Bella Niger. Everybody wants that trending video.
Yeah, there was one that went viral recently where the guy, he was doing the Zanku and then his chain popped.
Maurice,
and then he went all over the place.
but it didn't stop him.
Yeah.
And it went viral.
No, it was lit as well.
To the point where he even made it to the shade room.
Yeah,
Once you made it to the shade room, you've made my mom made it. Yeah, once again, nigga, we made it. Like, if you made it to the shade room, that's when you know your video has blown.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so...
And it kind of shows everyone that your wedding was lit, like you've done something. Because I'm actually in a wedding in December, and me not being a dancer, I'm being forced to.
You're learning put YouTube in it, and then...
It's actually a joke. Like I mean, it's.
How's your zanku right now? Is it?
It's still stiff, but it's getting there. Like it's
Bobrisky shake,
isn't it? and the funny thing is, the moment I found out that I was part of the groomsmen, that was the first thing that came to me. I was like, well, I'm going to have to do a dance routine now for at least a good 30 seconds amongst people and walk through the crowd. And you don't know me, I'm a two-step guy. You know what I mean? I'll stick to my two.
You ain't. You're going to have to be flag kicking people.
And the thing is, so the girl who I'm dancing with, she's based in Germany. So we're supposed to be FaceTiming and doing rehearsals. And I was like, no, I'm not doing no FaceTime rehearsals. Number one, I'm not a dancer like that. Number two, I'm not going to put my phone up and be FaceTiming and be practicing dance moves. But anyway, I'm going to see her in Sweden in a couple of weeks' time, and then hopefully we're going to get together and do some rehearsal. But yeah, it's going to be funny, man. So no one make me the groomsman unless you're non-African, because I'm not ready to be doing these dance moves.
Have you picked your song as well?
Yeah, I think she's picked one, but I just let her do everything. I'm
just going to turn up.
I'm just going to turn up. No, I'm going to have to rehearse now.
Yeah, I mean, so I can turn up to rehearse.
Yeah, I'm going to turn up to rehearse.
Okay, well, whatever you do, please, make sure you bring it, because I've seen some where, like, the guy is so into the dance. And the girl thinks she's also dancing, And she's like in front. The guy's ran back because he doesn't want it to end. Like he's loving the vibes and the.
He doesn't want to get to the end of it.
Yeah, then they start going back and they're doing all. And then after you forget, wait, why are you not with your partner? Like, why are you all the way there?
Each man for themselves. It becomes a competition. Yeah.
I've seen someone and I'm just thinking, what is going on? Like the girl's proper standing there waiting, and you know when you're like,
like hurry up, bro.
My guy's now on the floor doing some. I'm like, wow, acrobatics on the floor. Okay, cool. If you're doing this, what's the groom gonna do?
That's the beautiful part of our culture, I think, especially within the African culture. Like, we're very vibrant, we're very like spirit-based, very energy and musical and stuff. So we're always finding new ways of being creative. Because when I was young and I went to weddings, half of this stuff wasn't even there. Like, literally, you hold hands with your partner, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, you walk.
They wouldn't even do that.
We've always danced.
Is it?
Zimbabwe weddings from day one. The college steps. You've always learned how to do steps. Always.
Ghanaians, we've never really. It's only recently.
Even dancing, getting close, you feel away, so you wouldn't even dance.
Yeah.
Because people are looking at you.
Yeah, so you just walk into it, but now it's a full rehearsed like dance moves, man. I like it. Do you know what I mean?
I think I don't like as well.
You don't like it?
It's like a mini competition between the bridal party as well, which is good because it's you're fueling it. So the girls are bringing it because they've rehearsed. The guys are bringing it thinking, nah, we can't be left out. We need to come full force. So it's fun. It's nice to witness and it's funny as well.
I can imagine.
Because those that you can see are so uncomfortable. It's written all over their face.
Oh, man. That's gonna be me in December. That's gonna be me in December trying to do my zanku. Like,
you better be practicing from.
No, I'm gonna practice.
3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and chop daily or whatever, and
then drink holy water.
Innit? You know, beforehand as well.
Get that quick buzz.
Innit? Oh,
you can
man.
do anything when you're
all the dancing moves will come to you straight away.
You even might even take the mic and start performing.
Trust me, man. I'm looking forward to it. What you guys got planned though in the future? What's sort of like the next step for you guys? What's the vision? R&S.
Conquer the world. I'm joking.
Yeah. No, that's in itself is a vision. Yeah.
I think it's growing our brand, and we do want to we've got a few projects in Africa, but we do also want to do a lot more in Africa.
Yeah, I was definitely
feel like a lot of
well,
people are doing Africa because not that it's upcoming, but there's the markets are not as saturated compared to here. It's quite a bit easier to penetrate in African markets if you know the right people though. So yeah, I also would want to grow in Africa and then hopefully one day be
and here too, obviously.
Yeah.
Just kind of just want to leave our mark and our stamp everywhere we go, so you know that we were there.
You're there,
we did that.
Yeah, definitely.
We does this.
Yeah.
Just leave our mark and just really just grow.
Then hopefully one day can do full time. let this be our main.
Amen to that, man. Definitely, and it will be. It will be definitely. Because I mean, I've been watching you guys, and you guys seem very determined. You're very good at what you do. You both carry yourself extremely well. And I've been to events that both of you coordinated, and they've all been great. You know what I mean? So
thanks.
yeah, I'm not just saying that because y'all are my peoples and that. Like I'm actually genuinely being serious. So no, it's definitely a good thing. And the thing about business is all about consistency and growth as well. So as you're being consistent and you're always finding new ways of fine tuning yourself and developing the brand, and you know what I mean, the sky's your limit. And I know we were discussing early on that you guys got a new venture where you're looking to release, like, I don't know if you're ready to talk about it, but you're willing to release like videos and stuff and do other stuff to push the brand.
Yeah, definitely, because we're very...
Well, I'll say I'm an introvert. So introverts are very different, because I think in business you have to learn to sell yourself. And as much as you say I don't want to be, business is about learning to be a salesperson, and that don't come naturally to me. So I feel like we're looking and finding ways
on how to do that. Or maybe just so we're definitely stepping out of our comfort zone. Put it that way. It took us a little while to get here or to this point, but we're here now, and so we shall be dropping videos here and there.
So guys, watch.
I'll be promoting that.
Subscribe.
Link at the bottom.
Link at the bottom of that. Hey guys.
Follow, like, subscribe. We've been practicing that part for like the longest.
Because look, social media is really and truly, especially YouTube, podcasts as well. That's one of the ways you can, if you put the work, can easily grow. Let it brand be aware.
And it's powerful.
It definitely is. Yeah.
So it's a ways of creating brand awareness and then kind of find ways of doing that. And we really want to felt like this year is kind of one of the ways, or one of our projects this year, is to kind of let people know what we do and what R&S stands for. And it's get to know us a little bit more.
Yeah, put the face to the brand as well.
Definitely.
Because we're kind of hid behind it.
Yeah.
So now we're just kind of stepping out and be like, hi guys, this is actually us.
Yeah. We're not hard faced all the time talking to something about
we're not. We're nice people.
No, definitely nice people.
We're nice people. So.
Definitely two of my favourite people,
So, we just wanted to just put it out there that this is us, the people behind it really, and that we're real. That's it. But I must admit, like, just even saying with regards to the power of social media, like, even just seeing you, what you're doing as well, like, really you've done so well, and even that even motivated us, because it was like, like...
And you don't know how low-key and quiet I am. I'm not quiet, but I'm low-key.
Yeah, you're low-key, so even for you to step out of your comfort zone to do this, even is for us, an achievement for you, and obviously from us on the sideline to be like, wow, we're proud. Appreciate that. So keep it up, man. Let's do humans. Come on,
definitely. Now, guys, I've loved having you guys on, man. I didn't know what to expect initially. I thought it was just gonna be very like businessy, but like I proper loved every minute of speaking to you guys, and I want every
time.
No, definitely, and I'll definitely like vouch for people to go and check out your work, which is obviously I'm gonna link up and I'm gonna promote as much as possible.
Thank you.
And get in touch with you for whatever events they have, whether it be their wedding, parties, and obviously one day, God willing, when I have my wedding, I'm definitely gonna shout at you guys to come handle it. If I don't, you guys are gonna kill me anyway.
Your wedding will get crashing. Before you say I do, I'm like, hello. Excuse me.
Who coordinated this?
Excuse me, Francis.
I got no choice. But I'm sure it's gonna be great either way. So, but I'm definitely gonna keep in touch. Well, I got no choice. I see you guys every day, every week. we family, so we see you guys all the time. But in relations to like your business, I'm definitely gonna keep track of everything you guys are doing, and any support that you guys want from my end, I'm here. Vice versa. So yeah, we'll definitely catch up as well next time when you guys are doing like weddings for like big delegates and presidents and stuff. I want VIP and free entry. Do you know what I mean? I want to be like, yo, that's my family over there. So
hey, move out of the way.
Let it free. But
red carpet.
But definitely we'll catch up again.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Boom. Wait.